Hello guys, welcome to AI Sciences once again. Today we are going to learn how to build a very cool weather app. So the graphical user interface would look something like this. You'll be able to write the name of city, and then it will present you the information about the city. What is the condition, what is the temperature, minimum temperature, maximum temperature, pressure, humidity, wind speed, also the sunset time and sunrise time, and a lot of other information as well. So the user interface will look like this, right? So let's go straight into the code and start building the application. So we'll say import Tkinter so that we can work with the GUI as well. Then we'll import the GUI import request, so that we can use the API as well. And then we'll say I think these two things are required. Okay, so here what we will do is, let's say we'll say the city equals to let's say text field. So this will be coming out of the Tkinter library, right? So we'll be getting the text field, and then I've just copied and I'm pasting it over here. This is an API address for to check out the weather, right? It provides you the weather information, and here you have to incorporate the name of city, which we are getting over here, right? Great. So the next thing is what we want to do is let's say so we'll say JSON data. So it will get us some data. We have to convert it into the JSON data. So we'll say requests dot get, and here we'll say API dot JSON, right? Like this. And before that, let's just check it out how it looks like, how JSON data looks like. So let me write the name of city as hard-codedly. Let me write London over here, right? Let me run it, and it gives us an error. It says that text field not required. Okay, fine. Let me comment it for a while. Let's run it now. Here we go. So we've got some data out of it, right? We've got we have minimum temperature, maximum temperature, we have the normal temperature, average temperature as well, pressure, humidity, visibility, a lot of information over here. The name of city is London, sunset time, sunrise time, country Great Britain, a lot of information. So now we have to what do we have to do? We have to work for the GUI. And also let me put all this information inside a function. So I'll say get weather, right? And here I'll pass the canvas, right? So this canvas will contain all the text fields and stuff like that. Great, looks fine. So here what we'll do is we will say condition. So here is how we will fetch the condition. So we'll say JSON data, and from JSON data we'll go to weather, and from weather we want the 0th thing, and then we want the main thing, right? So from weather we want the 0th thing, and here we want this main thing. So we want to see if weather is clear or not, right? Condition means we want to see whether is clear or not. The next thing is temperature, and first of all we want to convert temperature into integer. So we'll say JSON data, and here we'll say what we'll say main, and then we'll say temperature. And one more thing, we will subtract 273.15 out of it, because we want to convert it into Celsius, right? So the next thing, let me copy paste it 2 times, because we want to get the minimum temperature and maximum temperature as well. So here main will say temp underscore min and temp underscore max. So we must have it over here. Yeah, temp min and temp max. Great. And it is inside the key main. Great. Next thing is we want to get the pressure, air pressure. So how can we get it? So we'll say JSON data, and in JSON data we want to go to main, and from main we want to fetch the pressure, right? The next thing is we want to get the humidity equals to, again, JSON data. In main we want to get the humidity. Oh, we have to convert write it into string. Great. And the last thing but not the least is wind, which is again JSON data wind, right? And by the way, if you're not getting the point from where I'm getting these things, simply you can check it out in here in JSON information. For example, we want to get wind, we will write wind, and then we want to write the speed of wind, right? So wind, and here we'll write the speed of wind, right? Great. So I need to display only these informations, right? If you want to display, let's say, sunrise time, sunset time, country, and blah blah blah, a lot of other informations, you can do it at your own. That's easy. Okay, now so we'll say, let's say final info equals to, so if we go back over here, let's call this thing as an info, right? So let's say final info will be condition plus, so here we'll say \n, which is the next line, and then we'll say plus, we'll convert temperature into string, right? And then we'll also say plus C, which stands for Celsius, right? Great. So this will be our information at the top. Let's call it final information. And by the way, this is text box that is coming out of here, right? So now let's represent this information, right? So we'll say final, let's call it data, final data equals to, so and also let's add a next line over here. Great. So what we'll do is we'll say minimum temperature and colon, then we'll say we'll convert minimum temperature into string, right? And the next thing is also we have to, yeah, that's it. And now we have to write Celsius with it like before. How can we do that? Yeah, okay, so we'll say C and then backslash, oh, what is happening over here, backslash n, right? Now minimum temperature has been written. Now we want to write the maximum temperature over here. Let's add plus, let me copy this whole thing, paste it over here. So let's just convert, let's write max over here, again min, max, right? So we have displayed minimum temperature, maximum temperature. Now what do we want to display? Now we want to display the pressure, right? So we'll say pressure colon, and here by the way it is let me write it into a new line just for the sake of clarity. Okay, so pressure then colon just for sort of indentation, and then we'll say string, and we already have pressure over here, right? So let me copy and paste it over here. So we have displayed pressure as well. Then the next thing is, let's display the final thing, which is not final, the second last thing, which is humidity. So let's display that over here. So let's say humidity, right? Copy and paste it over here. It should be capital. And one last thing, which is wind speed now, and let's copy, paste it over here. Let's say wind, and here wind. Yeah, most of work is done. Now the next thing is, what do we want to do next? Okay, so the next thing is label 1 dot config. Now what is this label 1? This will be coming out of canvas. Just wait for a while and you will get to know what is label 1. So its text would be final info, right? And for the label 2, text would be final data, right? Great. Okay, so our function is almost complete. Not almost, but actually completed. So now let's come out of the function and let's define the canvas. So canvas equals to tk dot tk, which is Tkinter library object, right? And then we'll say canvas dot geometry, GEOMATERY. Okay, I think looks fine. No, spelling mistake, GEOMETRY. Yeah, looks fine now. So geometry equals to, here we have to define, let me say 600 into 500. My canvas would be of 600 into 500 dimensions. Then I'll say canvas dot title, title, and here we'll say weather app, right? So this will be the title of our canvas. Let me replace comma with a dot. Okay, and next thing is we have to define two text formats. So let me say one would be the Poppins, comma, it would be 15 and it would be bold, right? Let me just copy it, paste it over here, and it would be 35 and bold. So if we go back, you can see that this is its text size is larger and its text size is smaller. So that's why we have created two text formats. Now, so here we'll say text field equals to tk dot entry, and here we'll say canvas comma justify equals to center, and here we'll say width equals to 20 and font equals to T, right? So this should be T. Great. So yeah, looks fine. And then we'll say text field dot pack, and here we'll say paddy. We are going to add a little bit of padding over here, and then we'll say text field dot focus. We want to write it in a we want to make it in a focus format, and then we'll say text field dot bind. Now we want to bind a function with this text field, right? So we'll say on return you will have to call a function called get weather. Yeah, this function that we have just defined over here. Great, looks fine. Okay, now label 1 equals to, here we are defining the label 1, which is tk dot label, and it will be on canvas. Its roots will be on canvas and its font will be T, right? And then we'll say label 1 dot pack it inside it, and let me copy it so that we can write another label 2 here, and we only have to change its font size, right? And the last thing that we have to do is canvas dot main loop, right? So this will be representing the main loop. Now since we have written a lot of code, so there must be some error over here. So let me run it, and yeah, it says that there is syntax error over here. Can't we do that like this? I think we need to add some backslash. Okay, the next thing is, yeah, I think comma is missing over here, so let me add comma over here. So the next thing is TL is not defined. Where is TL? It should be TK, buddy. Okay, let me run it again. I think it is running. Let me see, where is it? Here is it. So here I'll say London. I'll hit enter and it gives me an error. So let's see what is an error and where is it, where this error is operating. It is somewhere over here. So oh yeah, there is double plus sign. So let me close it, and whereas I think double window was opened. So let me run it again. Here is London. Let me hit enter. Yeah, great. So it says that minimum temperature, overall condition is clear. Temperature is 37 degree, minimum temperature 35, maximum 39. Pressure is 1011, and then there is no new line. Let me add new line over here after pressure. Yeah, here there should be a new line, and here there should be a new line as well. Great. Let me run it again. Okay, so now let's change the city. Let's add Paris. Hit enter, clear, and its weather is again clear. Minimum temperature, maximum temperature, pressure is also there, and humidity and wind speed is also there. Great. So that's how you can build your own weather app along with its GUI that is built by the Tkinter library. So yeah, that's about it. If you are new to artificial intelligence, please check out the link in description. Visit our website. We have a lot of courses and books available for you guys. Thank you.